GU students, we are reaching out through video as well because we know you've received a lot of emails and communication online. We want you to know that we're here for you. We're working through this just alongside with you. And more information is going to come throughout the coming days as we get more information from employees and other offices as well. So today we're filming a video to try to answer as many questions as we have that we've received from you over the weekend, because we know that this is a very difficult and stressful time, and we want you to continue to remind we're here for you, and we want to support you as best as we can. So I have both Suzanne Davis, our Executive Vice President, and Cindy Webster, our Student Body President, here to answer questions that we are ready to answer. Suzanne, can you talk a little bit about why we're closing for the whole semester and not just through April 6th?
Yeah, so as you know, information comes out every day, a little bit different. We're trying to respond as we have that information from Illinois Department of Public Health, from the CDC. Of course, this is a national and local issue. And so we determined it was best to put our class content online for the safety of our students and the community. And we really, though, also wanted to support our students in that decision individually. So we're doing our best to make those classes accessible in the best way we can. And that might vary a little bit course to course as to what that looks like. A music course is a little different than a business course, is different than a digital media course. And so we are asking students to kind of flex in that online modality, but also trying to keep some basic services open here, because we did have some students who stayed on campus over spring break, and then others who didn't have medications or computers or things. So we're trying to balance individualized student needs with that of the general public.
Great, thank you. Sid, can you talk a little bit about, students trying to return to campus, trying to get the things that Suzanne just mentioned, textbooks, computers, medicine, and talk about what's the best way they can return to campus?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing would be to follow the procedure that's been outlined in the emails. Read your emails, students, read your emails, and just, I did it today. I just filled out the JOT form, informed them when I was coming, came, checked in, and got what I needed. But I think the whole thing with textbooks is professors are going to put the information you need online if you can't get to your textbooks. Mm-hmm. So not to panic if you're like, how am I going to get my textbooks, freaking out. They're going to support you in your classes.
When they resume next week.
Right.
Yeah, so one quick word, all online classes and Block B courses are starting today if you were already in those. It's only the face-to-face courses that are going to start next week. So please continue to check emails and D2L with campus announcements. Suzanne, I know a big question we're getting is, because we're closing campus, what do students do who aren't returning about refunds for room and board?
Right, so there's a lot of conversation because, of course, a lot of our costs in both food service and in our dorms are still sunk costs, and so there is an administrative front-loading fee on those services. However, we are looking at all of the costs, and it's different for different students. So commuters do something a little different than those who are on campus, and even upper division housing a little bit different even still. And so we're looking through some of those costs and savings. And so what we're asking again is to collect more information via JOT form, and that JOT form will ask you, are you a returning student? Are you a senior? What was your housing situation? And then we'll verify that information and give the students a refund as much as is possible in the situation. So it really does vary, and it's only partial refunds. As I said, there's some costs that are already sunk for the semester, so we cannot do full refunds, but we can do partial based on the individualized student information that you provide on the JOT form.
And that JOT form will be coming out this afternoon in the email we sent to everyone. Sid, with so many students being away, can you talk through some tips on not only practicing good hygiene, but also how can they continue to stay connected with campus?
Yeah. So I'm sure they're in the news, all over social media, it's saying you gotta wash your hands. So we have to say that in this video. Wash your hands, stay safe. This new term of social distancing, I've never heard these words together, but okay, we're gonna go with it. So I think that's important, but Yeah, I'm still grappling with it too. I don't know. It's gonna be different. I'm scared, so I'm along with everybody else. This is gonna be a completely different educational experience. I can say that throughout this year, it's been proven to me again and again. People come here because of the people. We come here because of the community. We stay here because of the support system that we have, and that's not going to change.
Right.
It's going to look differently. We're going to be online, but we're still people. We're still going to interact. It might look a little differently because it's through your computer screen or your phone screen, but luckily we live in a day and age where that's possible, that we can still continue and students can still have the same education. We can still have a community. Like, there's still going to be things that are happening and going on that students can plug into. So I'd say it's just a matter of just continuing to check your email, continuing to be updated on socials and everything, but also know that there needs to be a limit on how much you share. So like, just like you take a break and you go nap in your dorm room, like that's the same kind of thing I picture students at home is like you engaging in your coursework, you engaging with your community the same way you do when you're here. It's just through online. So like, I don't know, just my little tidbit of advice is don't crowd social media. Like I've already done it. I've been so caught up on I need information, where is it at? And I think the best way is stay connected, but also distance yourself a little bit and don't get so isolated, but know that there needs to be a time limit set on how much time you're spending on social media, and reach out to your friends. Like, FaceTime is going to be my new best friend. Like, I'm going to be texting my friends, I'm going to be checking in on them, and it's already starting to happen, but I would just say, like, we can have this community. It's just going to look differently.
Yep. Suzanne, a final question that I know a lot of seniors are asking is, what are the plans for commencement weekend?
Yeah, so again, things are changing so quickly, so we've been trying to respond the most appropriate way. Of course, with the CDC coming out with the 8 weeks for public events, we're trying to decide, okay, that falls right around commencement, so we could have a different kind of commencement. We do know that it will be different because of the public event issues that we are dealing with. But we do still want to have a very meaningful experience for the seniors as well. So that information is forthcoming. The commencement committee is still meeting this week to try to figure out some of those details of what it's going to look like. So it's kind of like Sydney was saying, stay tuned, and not every bit of information can be determined right away, but we will get that information to the graduating seniors just as soon as we have it.
That's great. We want to thank you all so much for watching. As you can tell, a lot of information to come, a lot of details that will be figured out, but we're here for you. We value, and like Sid said, one of the big highlights of our community is the people. And so we're doing our best to try to keep people engaged, but also practice as much social distancing as possible during this time. So I want to thank both Suzanne and Sid for being available today, and we will send another email this afternoon with specific details of what we talked about. Please continue to check D2L and email for further updates.